The freedoms of tomorrow are really access, because we have reached a point where we have built societies that are based on the rule of law. More or less, in some countries this is more problematic than others, but it's no longer a freedom of acknowledging the right of existence, or as the American founding fathers would say, the pursuit of happiness, and I always like to add, or the pursuit of unhappiness, because this is what freedom truly is, choosing which way to go. But it would be a question of access. So do we provide access to education? Do we provide access to capital? Do we provide access to innovative technologies? Do we provide access to healthcare? And when I say access, I don't mean government-provided access. I mean a mechanism that assures such access. And different countries, again, this is a question of freedom, I think, could choose different models with different degrees of provisions, with different degrees of government intervention, with different degrees and with different costs. But I think access would be the key to freedom. Those who would not have access will not have freedom. Freedom is not a uniquely European value, but Europe is built on the principle of freedom. And freedom is something that should be guiding us even when we deal with migrants. Solidarity is another value of Europe, that we agreed to come together and meet challenges, and we agreed not to fight and not to be at war. Tolerance and diversity is another value, but now we're seeing the limits of that because our societies are becoming ever more multicultural and diverse. And it seems like we've reached a saturation point of how diverse we want to be. And we see the same way that we see socialist nostalgia in the former Soviet bloc, we now see this nostalgia for the national culture, because in many ways it has now been irreversibly changed. But we also need to understand that this is exactly what it is, nostalgia. And the definition of nostalgia is a longing for a past that it is irreversibly gone. So whether we want to envision this, traditional, cultural, peaceful, homogeneous societies, such as, a Swiss mountain landscape, those are gone. And those will not be back. Even if Europe stops existing today, as an entity, if the European Union dissolves, even if we shut our borders, we would not bring this past back, and we will not stop migration, and we would not stop the great transformations that are ahead of us. So it's a question of facing this, regardless of whether we like it or not.